Hey everyone, I've got my makeup half done because I want to show you guys a new concealer that's out from Charlotte Tilbury, and I want to use the Charlotte Tilbury, the new powder that's out as well, to set it and to set my foundation. So I wanted to put all of this on live for you guys. First time I've tried it on the back of my hand. I've liked it. I love the powder. I already know that because I've been using it for a while. So I have part of my eyes done. Today I'm using the Urban Decay Elements palette again, just to show you guys another way you can go on that, a purple direction you can go. And I will finish up the rest of my makeup and live here with you guys, and then we'll talk about the benefits of this new concealer. So this new concealer is supposed to have a stretchy component to it. So it's supposed to have a component to it that helps it stretch and flex with your skin as you're wearing it. It's the Magic Away Liquid Concealer. And the packaging is so fantastic on this. It is so luxurious. It feels very heavy. It's all metal. I've never seen a concealer that felt quite this luxurious. This is actually heavy. It's like a very high-end lip lacquer or lipstick. So I want to test this out for you guys on mature skin. I got the color called number 3. So it starts at 1 and goes up from there. I thought number 3 is probably going to be a pretty good match for me. This is a full coverage, long-lasting, anti-dark circle correcting concealer. It says it's illuminating, anti-aging, and visibly smoothing. So it has a different kind of applicator than most concealers that you're used to. It is one of these kind of deals where it has the sponge on the end. You can see I've already tried it. The sponge on the end, and you twist up from the bottom. This is like those Maybelline concealers that you get at the drugstore that are enormously popular with the sponge tip here. I've used those over the years. They're not quite enough coverage for me. I don't really like them. They're kind of very thin, but I do like sort of this application method. What this gives you is a way to apply the concealer and make sure it is the thinnest amount possible. A very thin application of your concealer so that you don't get it too thick. That's what this little sponge tip does for you. So I'm going to go ahead and prime up my face, and I'm going to put this concealer on for you. I put my foundation on before I put my concealer, and then I put my concealer kind of down onto my foundation. So I'm going to put my foundation on first. If you want to see how I end up finishing off my eye look, I'll put that video at the end of this video with that Urban Decay Elements palette. I just put on my Becca Skin Love Elixir. I am loving that. I don't see a glow through my foundation with this, but I do like the way it smells, and I like the way it sort of just moisturizes and kind of seals my skin before I put my foundation on. Okay, I'm going to apply this concealer, and then I'm going to powder under my eyes with the new Charlotte Tilbury Charlotte's Magic Genius powder, and I'm going to powder the rest of my face with it as well. Let's twist up on the Magic Away. Okay, that's a good color match, I think, right there. All right, it seems to be coming out. Okay, now it's coming out on the other side of the little ball here. And that little ball just got stuff all over my nose. I don't know if I'm fond of that. This is a very liquidy situation. I think it's a little deep for me. I don't know. Once I shear it out, it might be okay. So I'm going to shear it out with my Beauty Blender. Okay, this is blotting in very nicely. It's very emollient. It's covering quite well. I don't want to thin it out any more than that because right now it's covering really well. Can you see how shiny it is? Most concealer is not that emollient. There's not that much moisture in it, so I'm excited about this. Okay, I'm really liking this so far. I'm going to take my little fluffy under eye brush and powder under my eyes first. This is the Charlotte's Genius Magic Powder Under Eye and Face. The color I have is number 1. I've shown you this in another video, but I didn't use it under my eyes in that video. I've been using my new Laura Mercier blurring powder for the under eye, and I've been liking that. It's a pressed powder. But if this says it's good for the under eyes, plus I want it to sort of match with the Magic Away concealer. I want to match with its own concealer. So I'm going to tap off. I do not bake. It's not good for older women. This is like a concealer. Would you look at this stuff? Oh my. Okay, all I'm basically doing is putting on enough to kill that shine, that extreme shine. Okay, I'm looking very hydrated under here. I'm looking much less puckered and dry. I'm going to put a tiny bit more powder on because I can feel that it is still quite sticky under there. I'm not even going to put on as much as I had on the first time I went over it with a brush. Okay, that looks a lot better than my normal concealer application. Okay, it feels set to me. It doesn't feel dry. I can still feel a little tiny tackiness. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and powder my face. I'm going to finish the rest of my makeup, and then we'll check in on this concealer. I'm thinking I'm loving it. If you're seeing some sheet marks over here, I took a nap a little while ago. I'm still battling this cold. I'm still battling it. And these just will not go away. So that's, hopefully my foundation covered it mostly. So let's powder the rest of my face in this Magic Genius powder. I've been using with this powder my Real Techniques brush. It is a giant powder brush. I don't know the name or number. It says 103. 103, that's what it is. I've been using that with this. This is an odd powder in that it has a strange smell. It smells kind of earthy and plastic at the same time. I'm just going to shake off the excess and start dabbing in. Okay, and then I like to go back and sort of sweep off any excess. Okay, I feel like this is a great concealer. This may be just right up there with my favorites. I feel like actually, and I don't get this effect all the time, since I powdered my face, I feel like my face, the texture of my face and the texture of under my eyes match. They look the same. When I'm using two different powders, one to set under the eye and one to set the rest of my face, I get an effect that they don't really look like they match, but with this they really kind of match the texture and the coverage. Okay, so I'm liking this Magic Away concealer. I'm liking this so far. So I'm going to check in with you guys in a little while and let's see how it holds up as far as staying in place, not puckering, not getting drier, but it is so the opposite of dry right now under there. Usually I'll have my Shape Tape on and it'll be looking sort of puckered, pulled together under here, wrinkly, crepey. I'm not really getting that with this. I'm getting a very illuminated look and hydrated look under there with this. I can tell it is not as dry. It does not feel as dry as Shape Tape or the Makeup Revolution concealer. It's not feeling dry like that. It's feeling a little more moist and tacky under there. So while I think it is quite set, I don't think it's going to migrate. I can see that maybe I'm going to get some blotting with my mascara under here, but that's better than looking dried out to me. I do love the powder for setting under the eyes. That works really well. I don't know if I like it as well as my Laura Mercier setting powder for under eyes. I think it works and it makes sort of your whole face look more cohesive. If you have this on your face and on your under eyes, it all looks equally set. It all has an equal sort of radiance to it, so I like that about it. I'll check back with you guys in a few hours and we'll see how it did under the eyes. But coming up, look what I've got. The Gingerbread Palette. Does it smell like gingerbread? A little. It's not very intense. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm excited. I'm going to film this tomorrow, and that will be my next video for you guys. And I'll check back in a few hours with this Magic Away concealer. For so far, I'm pretty impressed. I did get this from Nordstrom.com. It was $32, I think it was. So kind of up there in price, but and I think number 3 is probably the best color match for me. I don't think it's too dark. I don't think it's too light. On my lips today, Too Faced Melted Matte, Liquefied Matte Longwear Lipstick in Queen Bee. And then on top of that, because there's no way I would wear a Too Faced Melted Matte lipstick with nothing on top of it. They are too dry. I put on top of that Unicorn Tears from Too Faced, which I have a little sample of it here, and that is that blue iridescence that's on there. Okay, it's been a few hours and I wanted to show you guys how this is holding up, and it is holding up really, really well, this concealer. I do have some blotting with my eyelashes. Down here, some darkness where they blot onto the concealer, but that is kind of pretty normal for me. I am feeling very not dry under my eyes. I'm feeling really, really moisturized. Doesn't feel heavy, doesn't look heavy to me. As far as it moving or disappearing, it's not really doing that. Okay, just like last time, I think I'm going to start in the crease with this Antidote color. And again, I'm going to put that Elemental color on the edge of my fluffy brush. It looks like that. I'm going to use my finger to dab the color called Fortune Teller on my lid. That is so gorgeous. It is a duochrome purple, and I just cannot wait to try that out. Look at that. I'm going to use this color called Lioness in the outer corner. Ooh, that's pretty. Bringing that up in the crease just a little bit. I'm kind of making a V shape out here. It's a very creamy feeling shadow here. I'm going to dust just a little bit of this Electric Air color up under my brow. I'm just going to tap it on with my finger. It's kind of silvery lavender. And I think if I put it on real sheer like this, it's not going to look quite so purple or quite so white. It's just going to be kind of a shiny skin type of thing. And lining underneath here with that Lioness color, that burgundy.